Hello my paper peeps. Today I will show you how to make a gift card stocking. Let's get crafting. So the first thing you want to do is grab a 12 by 12 cardstock and you want to score it at 4 inches and at 8 inches. Then you want to turn it clockwise or counterclockwise and then score at 7 inches. Now to make this pocket, we're going to actually remove some portions of this top part, the larger section of the 12 by 12. And what we'll do here is we will score at 1.5 inches. So not this first top portion, we're just kind of skipping that, and there, the middle is where we will score at 1.5 inches. And then just take your scissors or your Exacto knife, whatever you like to use to cut out these sections. Okay, that is so not even. I think I'm gonna have to use my Exacto knife, but for now, let's just leave it at that. The next thing you want to do is now score at 2.5 inches, that top portion. Okay, I'm going to use my self-healing mat here. This is probably one of the best purchases I ever made. And then this is a neat little tool. It's pretty much an Exacto knife, but I don't know, I like the way I can hold it. And anyways, so we're gonna use this instead of my scissors because you can see it does not look good. It looks pretty ratty. So, and then obviously my T ruler here. And you wanna cut that section that you had measured off at 2.5 inches. I'm just gonna clean off this edge here. It looks terrible. Someone get me a hair tie because my hair is going to be in this whole video. I really apologize for that. So now you have this 3-tiered section of paper. And I'm just going to fold along that middle line there. Okay, once you've bone folded everything, another portion that we have to remove are the 2 rectangles on the sides here. We're going to remove that. So now you have this really awkward looking piece of paper, but I'll show you how it works out in the end. It'll look fabulous. I want to corner the edges here. And this is how it's going to look, just folded. Yeah, let's do that here. Yeah, let's do the middle one. Okay, let's cut off the middle. Now, this is a great technique if you want to do any tags or corners like this, but you can't seem to reach, obviously, the other side with a corner punch. Then all you have to do is flip that triangle that you've cut off, just flip it over and then line it up with the other side. And then go ahead and cut it. And this will ensure that you actually have the right angles on either side. There. Now it's going to be a tri-fold, kind of a Z fold card, but you can see this middle section is a lot larger, is a lot longer. So I'm just going to cut that off. So there, this is your Z card fold. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit more. This is what you want it to look like. Okay, so let's corner those edges. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is corner these edges. And this is your Z fold card. Now, thing is that you'll want to put something in this top pocket. Problem is that, I mean, it's one thing if you put something thin, like, I don't know, tea bag, or maybe you've made a really neat bookmark. Something thin doesn't require any changes to this actual Z card, but if you add something thick like these two, then you're going to need to add a little depth to the card. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an accordion fold to the back side, so that allows for you to add more than just a bookmark or a tea bag. Before we actually add the accordion part of this pocket, I'm actually going to place some mats on this card here. Now, you can do it the easy way or the hard way that I did. And the hard way is that I did not use a double-sided 12 by 12. If it was up to me, if I actually had the materials, I probably would not. I pretty much have given myself more work than I should have. The bottom line is that all this Christmas paper that I'm using is one-sided. Now, if I have any advice for you, always purchase double-sided Christmas paper, or you end up with this problem where you have to do a base like I did with this card and then add mats like this to jazz it up. And really, it's a lot of work. So, I mean, it's fine if you have the time, but if you don't, and I mean, really, the red is fine, but I mean, aesthetically, it's not beautiful. I mean, let's add another element to it. So I'm going to just add these mats to it to give it a little bit more added interest, I guess. If you can, buy double-sided paper, then you won't have to do this, and you could just create this gift card stocking with one 12 by 12 sheet of paper that's double-sided. So here's how I've matted this whole section. Okay, so I've placed the mats in there. Now, I really want to put this big candy cane and this chocolate bar in there, but the problem is that the depth, like just a plain fold will not accommodate for all of that. So I actually have to create more space. And the best way to do that is to do an accordion fold on that seam. And you could probably cut off the other side and then actually have two accordion folds. But in this case, it's not necessary. I'm just going to do it on one side. What you want to do is score at 3/8 of an inch. Now the thing is, I've done it before with 1/4 of an inch, but it's too thick. So you want to do 3/8 of an inch here. So score 3/8 of an inch. And then 3/4 of an inch. One and 1/8 of an inch. Now, if it was just the chocolate bar, I would probably just do this double fold right here, but it's not thick enough. And so I'll have to do this again by scoring at 3/8 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 and 1/8 of an inch, and then 1 and 1.5 inches, so that you have a little bit more space, and that should be enough. So yeah, that's the initial fold, but I don't think it's enough for that big candy cane. Who really needs a candy cane that big? Anyways, I saw it in the store. I thought it would look really nice in this card. So now you can't just use glue. You actually have to use some strong double-sided adhesive, and I really like the Sookwang for this reason. There, let's put the OXO clip on there. Oh my gosh. Everyone needs one of these OXO clips in their crafting because it makes life so much easier when you use one of those. We're gonna close this off, so I didn't really have to mat that inside with too much paper. It would just have been a waste. Not going to see it. Now that is your side fold, but you'll need obviously a bottom fold, or else that chocolate bar and the candy cane is going to slip right through. So let's do the exact same thing again, scoring at 3/8 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 and 1/8 of an inch, and 1.5 inches. Okay, we're gonna line this up and fold this over. Just like that. Do you see that? Do you see this pocket? Isn't that great? And you have a little bit of a file pocket on the bottom, but that's not a big deal. Like, again, I didn't need that much space. It's just enough for this chocolate bar and the candy cane. Okay, the next thing we want to do is insert or have a place where you can insert a gift card like this. I do not have one of those fancy gadgets that allows you to create these neat little slits that allow you to place these beautiful gift cards in properly. I will get one because you know what? I find that I'm actually making more gift cards now that the kids are older or their kids' friends or their cousins are older. No one wants me shopping for them anymore because apparently I don't know what they want. So yeah, they are getting gift cards. It makes life so much easier. So I'm going to show you how to do a card insert without having one of those fancy gadgets. But I will put the link to one of those fancy gadgets in the description box below because honestly, everyone should have one of these. And that will be on my Christmas list. And if Santa doesn't give it to me, I'm going to purchase one myself. Now, with this inner pocket where you're going to put the gift card holder, if you had one of those fancy gadgets, I could probably just place it directly on that flap, but I do not trust myself to actually make the slit properly without me screwing up at least once or twice or 3 times. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a separate card holder that will allow me to do the slits in that area. And if I screw up, if I can't get the card in there, then, you know, I did not waste a full 12 by 12 sheet of paper and have to do this whole project over again. So I'm just going to have just a little base card that I can do this on. Now, okay, I'm just gonna do this on this piece of paper because I really don't want to waste that other piece of paper that I just cut. So one of the things when you cut the slits on the sides is that most people will actually cut really deep slits. So they assume they need a lot of space to place the corners of the cards in. Now the problem with that is that you end up ripping because you can't get such a huge corner of that card into that slit. The key to actually making a really good slit that will allow this card to fit properly without the piece of paper ripping is actually making a very tiny slit. So you're not, the card will not fall out, as you can see here. The card will not fall out because there you go. You didn't make a deep slit that would accommodate a large portion of that corner. So you just need a little, just enough for that edge to just slip into those corners. Then you know that it's not going to rip. Now with kind of the thicker cardstock like this, you're going, I might rip it. No, it's not going to rip. It's not going to rip. No, it might rip. Okay, let's go back to the drawing board here. You just have to make the slits just a little wider, not too much wider, but a little wider so that, look at that. There you go. Perfect. There we go. And do you see that? It will not fall out. The card will not fall out. And what you do is you just glue that into place. But you know me, I like to round my edges that you can just glue into place here. There, voila! Isn't that great? So now you have this beautiful card holder, stocking holder, that you can fit a chocolate bar and a huge candy cane. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the idea of creating cards for the holidays and need ideas of how to jazz up, you know, your Christmas creations, I'll actually put some links at the end of this video that will show you how to create neat little Christmas projects. I really hope you enjoyed this. Take care and we'll see you in my other videos. Bye!